as a father of two children, I often see it that some parents really assist in the destructive behaviors of their children, right? They are oftentimes enablers of their behavior, right? I've seen parents over the years tell their children happy birthday on Facebook. They sharing pictures of their kids throwing up gang signs, smoking weed, holding guns, throwing up their middle fingers, just on some real type gang banging silly stuff, right? And I look and I'm like, how as a parent can you share this picture of your child and say, here y'all, here go my baby, tell him happy birthday, right? And people be like, well, you love your kids as they are. Yes, you love your children. You're supposed to love your children because they're your children. However, I'm not going to reward you with a birthday shout out on my page when you don't have any presentable pictures of yourself, any like pictures of you being like, you don't have no pictures of you just being a regular person. All your pictures are of you doing some crazy off the wall, outlandish, disrespectful shit. You're not going to get posted on my channel, on my page for happy birthday shout outs. You're not. I'm not doing that. I can never do that as a parent. I can never post them pictures because what that's doing is giving your children the stamp of approval for their behaviors when they out here wilding and being disrespectful and out here just doing silly stuff and presenting themselves in terrible fashion, right? Now, again, I'm not saying nobody shouldn't be drinking. I'm not saying like, oh, you smoke this, you're a bad person. I'm not saying those things. It's kids who are literally underage. Your 17-year-old son smoking, you putting a picture of him sharing that. Your 17-year-old throwing up gang signs. What message does that send as a parent that you are okay with that image because you're sharing it for the world to see? You know what I mean? And you chose that specific picture to post for happy birthday and just saying happy. Instead of, you could simply say happy birthday to my son without posting them images up of him. Or some parents be taking the pictures for their kids. Like, what the hell is going on? Again, I made this video before, and I hate to sound like, oh, I'm just old back in my day person. No, I want my children to be to be respectful kids, and I don't want them out here presenting themselves in terrible fashion, presenting themselves as ignorant as ignorant or what's the word I'm looking for? Self-destructive images. I don't want that going on with my kids. I don't. And you got some people who will share that shit. You know what I mean? Your kids have been raised by their surroundings, by their environment. And I'm not going to say that. It's parents who raise their children and try to instill great morals and principles and values within them. And they just trail off and they go off on their own way and try to go follow some bullshit, right? But if that happens to me, I'm not going to be out here celebrating my child and put him all on my page when he got pictures of him being wild and unruly and being ignorant. You're not going to get, no, that's assisting in their behavior. You got parents out here doing shit like, again, I heard parents say, I let my kids cuss in the house because it's better that they do it in here it's better that they do it in here than outside. Do y'all really think they're going to stop that shit when they get outside? Hell no, they not stopping it. There's no way on God's green earth they stopping it when they go outside. It's going to continue. Because if they can do it at home with their mama and it ain't wrong, you think they're going to say, oh, I'm going to cut this off, I'm not going to do it outside. If it ain't wrong around mama, it ain't going to be wrong around teachers, around other kids, around elders. It ain't going to be wrong then. I've never seen it visibly, but I've heard of parents smoking weed with their kids. Are y'all stuck on stupid? How? That's assisting in the destructive behaviors of your child. Your kid become a big weed head. Before he exit high school, kids high school smoking because your parents smoking weed and again, I had a father who smoked marijuana, right? My father told me, don't you ever do this, right? And I know some people say it's a bad example, do as I say, not as I do. But I don't know. My father had struck fear in me to where I'm like, I can't do that shit. I'm never going to do it. Because my daddy said, don't do that, right? You got parents smoking weed with their kids, having drinks with I'm talking about young, underage children, right? Taking pictures of them throwing up gang signs. And how you think your kid's supposed to know right from wrong? You're around them when they're doing wrong and assisting in it or enabling them to do that, to do wrong. How can they improve? How can they make the steps towards being to living in a positive direction when their authority figures in the household is just signing off on all the bullshit they getting into. Your kids running wild, running in the streets, they coming in 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, they in fucking high school, coming in whatever they want to. What? That would never happen in my household. You know, I can never give that the okay or green light, but a lot of parents do. And then they wonder why their kids is being out here being unruly and destructive because you are enabling them to do so. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out.